Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, Cowboys fans, get ready because today we have some fascinating insights, some behind-the-scenes details that are going to blow your mind. The Dallas Cowboys, as we all know, have been on a mission this offseason to bolster that wide receiver core. It's been no secret that Jerry Jones and his front office have been scouring the market, trying to find the right pieces to elevate Dak Prescott's offense. And let me tell you, what's been unfolding behind the scenes is more intriguing than many might imagine. So, recently, the chatter was about the Cowboys finally pulling the trigger on a significant move, trading for Steelers star George Pickens. Now, Pickens, for those who might not be as familiar, is a dynamic young receiver with a lot of upside. He's not just a deep threat, he's a guy who can make plays all over the field, a player with the size, speed, and agility that Dallas desperately needs to stretch defenses and create mismatches. But what's really interesting is that this move didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't the only option on the table. In fact, Dallas had their eye on another AFC North receiver for quite some time. And that's where things get even more fascinating. According to insider sources, including Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz, the Cowboys weren't just focused on Pickens. They actually explored the possibility of bringing in Baltimore Ravens receiver Rashod Bateman. Yes, you heard that right. Bateman was on their radar for months, even during the offseason, as part of their broader strategy to upgrade that receiving core. Now, why Bateman? Well, he's a guy who's shown flashes of brilliance during his NFL career, but he's also had his share of struggles with injuries and consistency. What's crucial here is understanding the context. Bateman, in his 4 NFL seasons, hasn't quite reached that 800-yard mark in a single year, with his best being 756 yards last season, along with 9 touchdowns. Not too shabby, but not exactly what you'd call a proven game-changer, yet. His skill set and potential are undeniable, but he's still trying to put everything together. On the other hand, George Pickens has already shown he can be a focal point in an offense, with total yards of 801, 140, and 900 yards in his 3 seasons, and a combined 12 touchdowns. That kind of production, especially at just 23 years old, has many analysts and Cowboys fans alike thinking that Pickens might be the more immediate impact receiver. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The Cowboys front office was clearly doing their homework, exploring trade options for months, weighing the pros and cons of each player. They saw the potential in Bateman but ultimately decided that Pickens might be the better fit for their offensive scheme and long-term plans. The decision to go with Pickens was based on a combination of talent, upside, and the ability to influence the game on multiple levels. They believed Pickens could be a true needle mover, someone who can command coverage and open up opportunities for others in the offense. But let's pause here for a moment. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. So, what does all this mean for the Cowboys moving forward? Well, first off, it shows that Jerry Jones and his team are serious about winning now. They're not just making flashy moves for the sake of headlines, they're doing their due diligence, exploring all options, and making calculated decisions. The pursuit of Bateman, even if it didn't materialize, indicates that Dallas recognizes the importance of adding a versatile receiver who can stretch the field and create mismatches. It also shows their willingness to be patient and strategic, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And in the end, they landed on George Pickens, a player with immense talent and potential. But it's worth noting that the comparison between Bateman and Pickens isn't just about stats. It's about their impact on the field, their ability to develop within the Cowboys system, and how they can complement Dak Prescott's style of play. Pickens, with his size and explosiveness, is seen as someone who could become a true WR1 in Dallas, especially if he continues to develop his route running and consistency. Meanwhile, Rashod Bateman's case isn't closed either. Many fans, analysts, and even some inside the league believe that Bateman has the potential to be a star, but he's still in that developmental phase. He's a player who needs a stable environment, a system that can get the best out of his skill set, and health that allows him to stay on the field. If he can overcome those hurdles, he could still be a valuable weapon for any team, including Baltimore or potentially Dallas in the future. Looking at the bigger picture, the Cowboys' offseason moves reflect a franchise that's willing to adapt and make bold decisions. They've been criticized in the past for not investing enough at the receiver position, especially when it comes to free agency or trades. But this year, they showed they're willing to explore all avenues, even exploring trade options for established players like Bateman. That's a sign of a team that's hungry, determined to improve, and aware of the importance of a dynamic, reliable wide receiver to complement the star quarterback. Now, for Cowboys fans, it's natural to feel a mix of excitement and curiosity. Will Pickens live up to the hype? Can he become that game-changing receiver Dallas needs? And what about Bateman? Could he still find his place in the league, perhaps even in Dallas if circumstances change? These questions are part of the ongoing saga that makes following the Cowboys so thrilling. The team has a rich history of developing talent, of making bold moves, and of overcoming adversity. And this offseason might just be another chapter in that story, one where strategic patience and smart investments come together to create a formidable offense. From a statistical perspective, the Cowboys' receiver core last season was somewhat inconsistent. CeeDee Lamb continues to be the centerpiece, a true top-tier WR1 who can do everything: catch contested balls, run precise routes, and make plays after the catch. But beyond Lamb, the depth was sometimes questioned, especially when injuries or drops occurred. Adding a player like Pickens, who can command attention and create space, could be a game-changer. It's about spreading the defense thinner, giving Dak more options, and increasing the offense's explosiveness. And let's not forget the broader context. The NFC East is shaping up to be more competitive than ever, with teams like the Eagles, Giants, and Commanders all making significant moves. The Cowboys know they need to be at their best, especially offensively, to compete for a deep playoff run. The addition of a talented receiver like Pickens could be the piece that pushes them over the edge, especially if the defense continues to play at a high level. Looking at the coaching staff, Mike McCarthy and his offensive coordinators are eager to maximize the talents of their players. They've shown a willingness to adapt their schemes, to tailor the offense around their personnel, and to push the limits of what Dak Prescott and his receivers can do. The arrival of Pickens, or even the potential incorporation of Bateman if circumstances change, gives them more flexibility and options to keep defenses guessing. In terms of team history, the Cowboys have always been a franchise that values wide receivers. From the days of Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper to Dez Bryant and Amari Cooper, Dallas has a tradition of developing and acquiring top-tier pass catchers. This offseason's moves seem to continue that legacy, emphasizing the importance of the passing game in the modern NFL. It's about building an offense that can strike from anywhere, with multiple weapons that keep defenses honest. Now, for the fans who have been waiting for a breakout season, this might be the year. With the right pieces around Dak Prescott, a healthy offensive line, and a revamped receiver core, the Cowboys could finally reach new heights. Of course, injuries, scheme adjustments, and other variables always play a role, but the foundation seems to be there, and the front office clearly believes in the direction they're headed. And let's not forget, the NFL is a league of evolving strategies. Teams are constantly adjusting, finding new ways to exploit matchups, and leveraging their personnel to gain an edge. The Cowboys are no different. They're looking to stay ahead of the curve, and that's why their persistent pursuit of offensive upgrades is so significant. Whether it's through the draft, trades, or free agency, they're always planning their next move, always trying to outsmart their opponents. As we approach the season, all eyes will be on how these new pieces fit together. Will George Pickens be the next Cowboys superstar? Or will Rashod Bateman finally find his stride in the league? The excitement is palpable. Fans are buzzing on social media, speculating about the potential offensive fireworks, and dreaming of playoff success. And honestly, with the talent they've assembled and the strategic moves they've made, there's a real sense that this could be a turning point for Dallas. In conclusion, what we're witnessing is a franchise that is carefully crafting its roster, making strategic, well-thought-out moves that reflect a desire to contend at the highest level. The pursuit of Bateman, even if it didn't come to fruition, shows that they're ambitious and willing to explore all options to bring in talent. The eventual trade for George Pickens might just turn out to be the steal of the offseason if he lives up to his potential. The Cowboys are building a team that's hungry, talented, and ready to fight for that coveted Super Bowl title. So, Cowboys fans, keep your eyes on the upcoming season because everything points to exciting times ahead. The offensive arsenal is getting a serious upgrade, and with the coaching staff's strategic approach, the team has the potential to surprise a lot of people. Whether it's the explosiveness of Pickens, the developing talent of CeeDee Lamb, or the leadership of Dak Prescott, this team is setting itself up for a memorable run. Stay tuned because, trust me, this story is far from over, and the best is yet to come.